I was diagnosed at 65.
37, earlier than most.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
You don't have to stand. I'm not taking that.
You don't have to stand up either.
Oh, you get sworn in. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There was a little flag. I'm
So,
sorry.
the new members of the Charter Review Commission, please raise their right hand. And do you make solemn oath that you will be true and faithful unto the state of Rhode Island and support the laws and Constitution thereof, the Constitution of the United States, and the Charter and ordinances of the city of Pawtucket, and well and truly execute your office as members of the Charter Review Commission for the ensuing year, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom?
I do.
Okay. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I now declare each of you to be a duly constituted member of the Charter Review Commission in the city of Pawtucket. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Do you want to go sneak out? Did you live first? And I was like, yeah.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. It is 6:13 on Thursday, May 30th, 2024. We are in room 303 of Pawtucket City Hall, and this is the first meeting of the Charter Review Commission for the 2024 and potentially 2025 period. I'm Ryan Holt, I'm the Mayor's Chief of Staff. Since the board has not yet appointed a chair, I will act as chair until that happens. So first item would be public input. I know Mr. Ford, you were here, you signed up. The floor is yours.
Welcome. My name is Pat Ford. I'm with a local, hyper-local media publication called the Coalition Radio Network. I'm a regular, if you will, at city council meetings, and I spend a lot of time at your school department meetings. And let me get started out by saying I'd like to formally object to the fact that this meeting was scheduled to be held at the same time as a regularly scheduled working session of the Pawtucket City School Committee, which does not serve democracy. There are people that I know that are at that meeting which would have preferred to have been at this meeting, but given the important work of the school committee and its ongoing development of Unified High School, they were forced to make a decision. Highly unfortunate, particularly given the history of this commission. I'm going to hope that folks here will see this as an opportunity to engage in serious business on behalf of the city, as opposed to what happened last time. I have been involved in public life for over 30 years, and I can tell you that the first 2 meetings of the last committee, just last year, were the worst things that I've ever seen in my public life. They were an atrocity. You had a kangaroo court set up with a predetermined outcome, where you would radically change the structure and the nature of the election, if you will, of your city school committee based on the testimony of 2 people. One, a last place finisher in the race to become a city school committee member, and the other one, a city appointee. No other input was received from the community. And in fact, the committee was so completely disconnected from the school committee that school committee members attended the second hearing and they weren't even recognized. As someone who's a regular attending the meetings, I have yet to really see any of you attend any recent school committee meetings. So if the intent is, again, to try and do a backhanded grab at a function of democracy, which is fully electing your city school committee, and to do so with the intention of placing that on the ballot in 3 short months, then again, we'll have issues. For the record, the last committee was found guilty by the Rhode Island State Attorney General of no less than 2 counts of open meeting violations. We will be vigilant as well this time. We will be looking for anything that we can do to prosecute that's done illegally here or not in the spirit of public meeting laws or in the spirit of the charter of the city of Pawtucket. Which leads me to my final question. I'm wondering, just by a show of hands, how many of you have actually read the city charter? So if we were to have a pop quiz at the next meeting on the city charter.
No, we will not.
No.
Well, you won't, but I will. And that's the beauty of the press. Because it was clear in the last go-around that folks had no idea whatsoever of any of the content of the city charter. And finally, I would recommend that if in fact you're going to disrupt the electoral process in this town, that you would reconsider doing it on short notice. Because if you don't have hearings from folks from outside the reign of one Donald Grebian, and I'm talking about folks who are independent experts on things like the construct of school committees, city charters, of which there are numerous folks who will come and testify independently of any of the city politics. If you fail to do that, then we will prosecute you in not perhaps in the, if you will, in election laws or open meeting laws, but in the court of public opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. Has anybody signed up online? Do we know?
Sure,
Can you just
no one there.
check? Can you just double check right now to see if there's anybody in the room? While we're doing that, we received one written public comment from Mr. David Fargnoli, so we'll note that for the record. Anybody in the waiting in the room?
No.
Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on. Take attendance here. John Barry, Jose DeMora, Brenda Clement, Maribel McLaughlin, Matilda Rodriguez, Philip Shea,
Here.
Tyler McFeeters,
Here.
Elaine Cruz,
Here.
Jacqueline Ash, John Baxter,
Here.
Judith Grant.
Here.
Great. That's 6. We do have a quorum. So once again, welcome. On behalf of the mayor, I want to thank you all for giving up your time to be here. This is going to be certainly a decent undertaking, a lot of work. But I look forward to working with you. You have obviously the support of our office in any way that we can be helpful in making this as open and deliberative a process as can be, as well as Mr. Goldstein, the clerk's office. I would also like to introduce Mike Marcello. To those of you who don't know him, he's our attorney for the board, and I know Mike has a lot of experience in state and local government as well as open meetings, and I believe also in charter review, not just here but in other municipalities. So we are in very, very good hands. So we'll move on to outline of expectations. So, obviously we have a deadline of August 5th to get items onto the ballot, but the work of the committee will not stop then. We will still meet after that, potentially, if there are some unresolved issues that could come up either in a future election. So the work will not just be in this compressed time period. We do have some potential ideas for some changes. Some of them are more kind of like cleanups and things that just have not been addressed in a while that should be changed, that are relatively administrative. Others will require more discussion, as well as any issues that any of you deem to be worth looking into as well. So in the coming weeks and months, we'll certainly be on that. There is a copy of the charter for all of you to take with you if you don't have one already. It's definitely worth having. It's also available online. And once we get to the discussion of schedule, you'll decide how often and what time you all will meet. I would suggest at least every week or two in the early part of it, so we can, if there are things that can get on the ballot, we can get them on in a timely fashion. But obviously it is summertime, everybody has jobs and family commitments, so we'll be mindful of that as well. But certainly up to you as a commission to determine that. Now we'll move on to the appointment of chair. Are there any nominations for the chair?
If I may.
Mr. Baxter.
Thank you. May I offer John Barry as a nominee for chair of this commission?
Very good. We have Mr. Barry is nominated. Any second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Shea. Any other nominations? Hearing none, is there any discussion on the motion?
Have you been in touch with John? Do you accept the nomination? That's,
And I apologize.
in that
it's not
section, that's the
here,
only thing.
Yeah.
So, but yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
Fantastic. All right, so hearing any further discussion on the matter, so take a vote.
If I may, just
Yes, sir.
John's background, having known John for a number of years, but John Barry's background in the city politics and on the city council, I think that was a great choice.
I've worked with John in many vocations
Yeah.
as well, and I agree.
Yep, I think it was a great choice for the chairman of the committee.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Ms. McLaughlin? I'm just calling
You do
roll
roll.
call. Sorry, roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Shea?
Yes.
Mr. McFeeters?
Yes.
Ms. Cruz?
Yes.
Mr. Baxter?
Yes.
Ms. Grant?
Yes.
6-0. John Barry has now been appointed the chair since.
Will we still talk to you after appointing him?
Since he is not the chair, I will still remain in this seat until a vice chair is appointed. Do we have any nominees for vice chair? Somebody's gonna do
I'll do it.
it. Okay. Somebody needs to nominate you.
I make that nomination.
I'll second.
Second? Okay. Any discussion? No discussion? Well, thank you for stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, thank you, that was gonna be my.
Ms. Cruz,
my-
appreciate that. So let's, any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote. Ms. McLaughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Shea?
Yes.
Mr. McFeeters?
Yes.
Ms. Cruz?
Yes.
Mr. Baxter?
Yes.
Ms. Grant?
Yes.
6-0. You are now the vice chair and will chair the remainder of the meeting. Congratulations. I can help you.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
get, yes, I don't have an agenda, I don't know.
Okay. The only other two items I'll bring to the agenda will be that you'll have to have nominations for secretary, and then you guys will discuss the schedule and when you want to meet next, and then vote to adjourn.
We need to discuss this.
We do not.
Okay.
So who would we like to nominate for the secretary?
What's involved?
Legal counsel, what's really?
So really, keep the minutes of the meeting and roll call votes, obviously, and then file minutes. And should be working with me to post the agenda, listen to this, but as the chair of the committee, probably work with the secretary and myself to do the agendas.
And obviously, I know you'll be very.
Yeah.
I honestly don't have.
That's fine.
I just thought it would job.
No problem.
Otherwise, I would take that.
I'll do it.
Second.
All right, so somebody needs to nominate.
That was quick. Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah.
I'm nominating Miracle.
Yeah, I'll second that.
And ask Brad if there's anybody else.
Anyone else?
Any discussion?
Any discussion?
And then you can just do a roll call. But would you like me to do it?
Yes, please, you have the
I'm
names.
happy to do that. Ms. McLaughlin.
Yes.
Mr. Shea.
Yes.
Mr. McFeeters.
Yes.
Ms. Cruz.
Yes.
Mr. Baxter.
Yes.
Ms. Grant. That's 6-0. Ms. McLaughlin, you are now the secretary. Congratulations.
And then we are
Discussion of schedule. Yep. So I'm happy to just bring it in. So obviously, as we said at the beginning, we have a deadline of 8/5 for initial things that we'd like to put on the ballot. So I would suggest that this board meet more frequently than not. I know obviously people are very busy lives, but also you just gotta get through this amount of time. So having said that, I would suggest this group. Rick, how have we done this in the past?
The meetings?
Yeah, like how frequently in
We did weekly when we had
Deadlines.
deadline,
Yeah.
or we had, we did have, like I said, the purchasing
Mhm.
manager came in, so we worked around his schedule when he could meet us. So
Gotcha.
if we had to change it night here and
Mhm.
there. So that's how we did it.
Yeah.
So we met weekly to discuss permit.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the time, like the year right before last, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks where we met twice
Okay.
a week. But like, it was like right at, like, just to push, to do votes,
Mm-hmm.
and then finalize the resolutions to the city council.
Yeah, a couple of things.
And then the turnover was pretty quick, so it was like, and those meetings weren't long, they were just
No, it was
like.
the stuff that was low hanging.
Yeah.
Sure.
The chart.
Yeah, and that's what I anticipate for the beginning,
Yeah.
to get on date, but I don't think, we'll see, but, there are some items that might take longer than
Yeah,
that to
yeah,
resolve.
we'll see what's brought before the commission to discuss.
Are Thursdays a good day for this group, or would we prefer other days? Wednesdays are not, because that's when the county council has,
Yeah,
but,
I mean, Tuesdays work.
would you like Tuesdays, is Tuesday better for the group? Tuesdays are better?
Tuesdays,
Not
Thursdays.
So not Tuesdays, okay.
Thursdays and Thursdays.
Thursdays are good?
Thursdays, I can't do the second Thursday of the month,
Okay.
that's the juvenile hearing.
Oh, okay.
Get any other Thursday.
Any other Thursdays?
So just Thursdays are better for me, because Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays I'm involved in other communities, so.
Okay, so Thursday.
Well, then Thursday?
Well, you're gonna have
And
to
then-
wait, and you're gonna have to come in. Mike, come on, Mike.
And then time-wise,
Yeah, I just threw out there, I don't know what everybody said, the schedule is like 6 is tough maybe for some people to get here, is 7 better? I'm up for anything, I just wanna throw it out there. 'Cause would we have had more people in the meeting, would
I
have
don't-
been later? Or was it tonight?
I think it was just the day.
The night, just the day. Okay, 6 is fine,
6
6
is
is fine,
fine.
that's fine, yeah. Get in, get out,
Great. So Thursday is
At 6.
at 6. Would you like it every other to start or every week?
I like every other to start.
yeah.
Okay, so we can do 2 weeks from now. We'll have some items for you all.
You're not gonna have a lot of time, if you wanna get anything on this ballot,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not gonna have a lot of time.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about the low
Right.
hanging fruit.
Right.
Because the count, if I'm not mistaken, the deadline is the same day as the council meeting, so you can't, they
So,
can't
right, we
vote
have
on
to have
it,
it.
they have to vote on it
Before
in July.
So it would
so
really
we
be.
got June and
So
July,
July.
6 weeks.
And the second meeting in July is the noontime meeting, which
Right,
they don't
okay.
really do a lot, so
Thank you, that's a good point.
I agree.
So maybe we'll start, look, there's 11 of you, we need 6 for a quorum. So if
I
something-
mean, you can schedule them
Yeah,
for
and we
every
can always-
Thursday,
and
and
we can
then
always-
as you schedule them and you realize you don't need to come every Thursday, you can,
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can,
schedule.
so
Yeah.
what's planned for then Thursdays at 6? What time is the building meeting next week?
I think we do it at 6.
We do that at 6, so there is a conflict, we just have to have a different room. Although, I can't be in 2 places at once. Think about this.
Does scheduling meetings ahead of time not violate the open meeting laws?
No, in fact, we have to post the
We have
schedule
to
of
post
regular
it.
meetings.
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
and is 1 week in advance fine?
We have 48 hours.
Okay,
Yep, 48
I wanna
hours.
make sure we don't have any violations.
Yeah.
She has a question.
Yes.
He mentioned something about the school committee meeting at 6 on Thursdays. Is
It's
that-
not every,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
They usually meet, the councils, the city council, the school committee meets on Tuesday nights. They
Okay.
might have some workshops on Thursdays for, I don't know what their meeting is tonight, but they obviously have some meeting tonight, but I think their regular school committee meetings are Tuesday nights.
There are various committees that might meet on different days of the week as
And your
well.
finances.
As long as it's not there.
all right, great. So then we'll do Thursdays at 6. Is that good for this group? And we'll figure out a room.
Out of 11,
Yeah.
with 6, given that.
Okay. Great. Do we need to vote on that?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna set the regular meetings for Thursdays at 6 from here until, every week until.
Until further notice.
So why don't we just set it for like 2 months at a time, so we don't get too far ahead of us. So that'll be our meetings for now, and we'll get, yeah. Okay. So, because we'll have to post that schedule,
On the Secretary of State.
Secretary of State as a regular meeting for 6.
Okay, good.
So someone will need to just move.
I make the motion.
and I'll second.
And do we need a roll call vote for that, or is that just?
You can do it, or which one?
Voice vote.
Voice vote, yeah, sorry.
Just say all those in favor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No opposed.
Any opposed?
No?
Okay.
Motion passes.
Motion passes.
And then I think there's only one item remaining. Adjournment?
Adjourn.
So make the motion to adjourn.
Mr. Bax, And then you can just do a voice vote again.
Before you do that, can I just ask a question? So I know that we have a quick timeline. I'm assuming that the administration might have some low-hanging fruit they want
We do.
to consider. So I guess for the next meeting,
We'll have that.
We'll have that. Okay.
Will you send out, can you send out an email previous, just so we have some reference?
We can send out materials, right?
Yeah,
What's the-
it'll be sent, it'll be included on the agenda.
On the agenda.
Right,
Yeah.
the items you want to take up.
Okay, good. So
To
we'll do
discuss
a
those and
little
then
research.
and then any background information, we'll
Yeah.
send out at the same time.
Okay, good. Just so we
Just
have.
as long as we have ahead of time so we can know what we're walking into, because
Right,
Exactly.
yeah, that was gonna be my
Obviously,
last
today was a
question
little-
before
Yeah,
we adjourn.
and look, as you all have a chance to look through the charter yourselves and you come to items that you think are worth.
I did find something the last time we met, and I read the charter, is how the compensation for the city councilors were so
Shouldn't get
outdated.
into it.
It was so outdated, but we discussed it.
Yeah, we don't need to bring it up now, but let's.
No, I'm just saying, that's what reading the charter
Gotcha.
Right,
spurred,
well-
spurred that discussion for
And I-
me anyways.
I think what we are neglecting to notice is that the charter is also supplemented by ordinances. And we don't-
Understood.
And so like that's taken up by the city council, the chart,
That's,
this is.
that's
just
how
the charter.
that's how I found that out.
Yeah.
So, it's all good.
But yeah, so items like that, but yeah, take obviously a look and we'll,
Yep.
it's gonna be a very,
Okay.
open and transparent process.
So good. So
So
that'll be the agenda for next week's meeting.
that's right, and we may also, highlight other areas of the charters going forward, and if the committee decides that some special guests are warranted, we can certainly do that as well, so whatever, makes this process work for everybody, so. Anything else, Mike?
Nope, I think
Rick?
I forgot to bring get you the charter section, which describes how this committee's supposed to work.
Hmm?
And then we can pass that out, send that out with the agendas for the next meeting, so everybody will have that. And then they can start working on their process, how they wanna, right now the process is gonna be kind of very quick, but once you get past this, because you have a full year to
That's
go. Your deadline is April 24th for next year, that you can continue to meet. So you'll have to set up the process and how you want to do that. Do you want to do it by sections of the charter? Do you want to do it by departments? Do you want to do it by idea? Just sit there and everybody take it home and come up with some ideas, and you can discuss those. So there's different ways that you can approach how you want to go into that. So you should be prepared to discuss that soon to get going.
Okay, so there's a motion, there's a second. You can call for a voice vote unless there's no other discussion.
Voice?
All those in favor? Adjournment?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed? Motion passes.
Motion passes, meeting is adjourned at 6:35.
You know, I don't
It's just
you don't
so much
even need a
more
motion.
I
Something, what is it?